Welcome to my recap of Project Runway Under the Gun, Season 1, Episode 5, Hit the Stage. So I'm going to start by saying that I don't really want to recap this episode. I am over the whole Nick Isabel thing, so I could pretty much just recap it by saying that was the whole episode. That's all I talked about the entire episode. We didn't see anything of anyone else and be done. But maybe there's like one person out there who wants to hear my recap, so I figure for you, whoever you are, I'm going to do it anyway. So we start off with all the mentors and the contestants kind of rehashing the last episode. Isabel's frustrated, and then we get to hear from Nick about he's so, he can't believe what happened. So I think Nick's confused about the show. I think he thinks the show is about him. When really it's about the designers, because he's taking stuff way too personally and it's all about him, and I'm over the whole thing, so I'm gonna try not to harp on that, but there you go. So the challenge is Zendaya, who I am unfamiliar with. She's 17 and she's a Disney star, which of course meant my husband had to crack a joke about how in 1 year her life's gonna fall apart, so ha ha ha. She's super cute. The song that they played was really catchy, so it seems like good. They want us to do a performance outfit. I thought it'd be a little bit harder because of her age, but the designers seemed to do great, although we didn't see very much of anyone. So immediately after the challenge, the mentors, during sort of their sketching period before they go get fabric, the mentors go and talk to their group. Anya and Mondo, I think, did a great job. They went and they sort of talked about design philosophy. So most of what they were saying were things about taking your design aesthetic and meeting it with the challenge and staying true to yourself. And a general sort of philosophy is what they were talking about. Cut to Nick, and Nick's telling him fabrics to use, designs to use, and he's just talking. And we know that Nick talks too much during this time because Tim's pointed it out every episode. The other mentors have mentioned it. The designers have mentioned it. Everyone's mentioned it. So the fact that he is talking too much during this time, I think we can assume that is a fact because it has been established over and over again. And I felt bad for Isabel because she's already annoyed with the guy, and now he won't be quiet during her sketching time. And I personally would be in the same boat as her, which is I cannot split my attention during something like that. Like, I would just need to be quiet. We don't really know what exactly she said because she leaned over and said it in his ear, and I think she was trying to be polite. But of course, what Nick said was that she said something like no more talking or no more words or something. And then he translated that to her telling him to shut up, which is shut up is an American or English phrase that implies more than just please close your mouth. It implies a sense of rudeness and all that. But he really made it into this big deal. Anyway. What's interesting is that a little bit we see Isabel again struggling, and Asha comes over and helps her. She actually did a really great job, so maybe Asha would be a great mentor. And that's pretty much all we see the designers. We don't really see Mondo and Anya talk to their designers anymore. We just see a lot of Nick and Isabel, and Nick and Isabel, Nick and Isabel. So cut to the runway day. We hear more from Nick about Isabel. I know I'm really harping on this. I need to let it go. It's not my life, but this sums up this whole episode for me. And it's clear that Tim wants to kill Isabel. She is just once again pushing all his buttons. Which leads me to wonder a question, which is it always this bad on every season with Tim? Does he always have these same frustrations? Or is this season significantly worse? Are we just seeing more of it? Or is it actually a worse situation? And if it's a worse situation, then why? Is he more involved or less involved? It just seems weird to me that, because this isn't the only kind of, he's had this problem with Isabel every episode. But a couple episodes he had a problem with a designer who wasn't getting their stuff cut on time. And it just seems like it's a much more harried season for Tim. And I'm not sure if that's, I don't know why that is, but I noticed it. So we get onto the catwalk. Everyone seems to have really solid designs. Oscar had that kind of crazy red outfit, but it was executed well. And it met the general criteria of a design, a performance outfit. It may not have fit her, but it was a good performance outfit, so he was totally safe. Xana is my girl. She's my judge. I think she's the strongest judge. I think she's the most well-spoken judge that's consistently there. And I just really, you can just take what she says, and I agree with all of it. So she's my girl, and I'm glad that she is on this judging panel. Shan, the leather jacket was amazing. I loved the unique feature of the open back and the unusual fringe details. And Asha's outfit was really sweet. It really fit the tomboy image. And one of the things I thought was interesting is it really could start a fad. So the idea of the kind of the boyfriend shirt around the waist, it's not so crazy that a kid would be scared to wear it to school. And I could see it. I'm not saying it's going to be a fad, but I definitely think it gets sort of that, like, kind of that viral, like, here's a unique look that you don't see on everyone, but people could actually wear at their local high school. So I thought that was awesome. And then we get back to Isabel again, because we can't get too far away from her this whole episode. The outfit was sloppy. But here's the biggest thing that kind of drove me crazy this whole episode was Tim asking her on the runway if she felt that her and Nick, their mentoring relationship, was working. I don't necessarily like seeing Tim stir up the drama. He's always kind of been above it all. I'm not sure how I feel. It's part of kind of what he has to do in this new role. I didn't see where it was necessary. It was clearly just to raise the drama level. And what else was she gonna say? We saw the episode. We know they're not working together. And she gave the nicest answer possible, which was no. She didn't think that they were working well together. She didn't go beyond that. She didn't say, no, he's a horrible person. No, I hate him. She just said no. I think it's the best. I mean, I would never recommend that someone go on a reality show and lie. I just think it really undermines your integrity, and I think it works against you. I mean, I just never suggest that. And I think she did the best job she could. And then Nick's just so upset that she said that. Well, was he surprised? Did he think they were working well? Because he, in every interview and every time he talked to Tim, he certainly didn't share that viewpoint. So I don't get where he gets off acting like it's just so shocking. And then he does his whole thing where he just throws her underneath the bus. And I could barely listen to it because I was like, there's no need. It wasn't like it was him or her. It wasn't like he was about to get voted off if he didn't say something. He just pretty much did it for no reason, just to make himself feel better. He wasn't thinking long terms in the game. He wasn't thinking anything. And there was a little poll in the corner where people could live answer a question about whether or not they felt what he said was right. And 90% of the people agreed with him. And I was like, what? Like, what? Like, why? What is going on? But I feel totally vindicated that I am right in my view on this situation, because immediately both mentors very diplomatically disagreed with what he did. And as soon as the designers left, they all went back to the room and were like, I can't believe he did that. They felt kind of betrayed. And of course, all of them are thinking, so if I disagree with Nick, is he going to do that to me? Is he going to get me kicked off the show? And this is going to continue to play out, which is unfortunate because I'm so over this. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I couldn't even watch the episode a second time because I was just like rolling my eyes and yelling things at the screen. So I'm totally over this whole thing. On that same note, though, Isabel going home was absolutely, positively the right choice. It was her time. Maybe she's a phenomenal designer in a different set of criteria, but this is not the competition for her. I don't like seeing her push her time every time. I don't like to see Tim and and all that. So I don't disagree with her going home. I'm just really frustrated with the show because I do want to see more of the design. I want to see more. Half the designers, I don't even know their names yet because they barely ever appear. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and I'm sorry that I harped on this so much, but I hope you stuck all the way through to the end. See you next week.